You guys, if you haven't already, you need to join locals.
You really should.
I mean, you can join Facebook Insiders too, but eventually they're going to shut us down. Because...
Clyde. Sorry.
Oh, was it Clyde?
Not Harley Cat. Yeah, Harley Cat reminded. It was Clyde.
I also called him Carl, lovingly called him Carl. But we're talking about radical Catholics today. So eventually Facebook is going to shut us down just for talking about that, you know, and totally as well as other things that we're talking about today. But definitely join us on locals because they're not communists over there.
Yeah, you can say things.
You can say all the things. It's free as a bird, like Carl.
Clyde,
Carl. Yes. So join us over there. Those are your peeps. Good. Do that.
Chicksontheright.com. No, wait. What is it? It is. Hang on. God, I suck. Chicksontheright.locals.com. That's how you get to it.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
God. Off today, you guys.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. It is a typical Thursday.
Yeah, Stephen, I think he is dead. I think Clyde is probably...
Okay, let's not get negative about that. I think maybe he just went off to Bird College. That's it. Do we have to be all negative this morning?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true. Yeah. My name today is Bria Pimak. And the reason for that, and because probably everybody's like, what? I mean, I don't know anybody I don't know what that name could possibly be based on. Well, I discovered this doctor on Twitter yesterday named Bria Peacock. And she posted a selfie. She's a beautiful woman. And she's a Black woman. And she wrote, "Today, I walked into a new hospital with hair fresh out of a protective style, afro sitting high and wide on top of my head. I checked in with my name and stated my purpose for being there, and I was sent to patient registration. No, I'm not having a surgery. I'm the surgeon." And so she posted this as if to suggest that because of her afro, she was mistaken for a patient. Someone at the desk never thought in a million years she could be a surgeon. And I was like, any new doctor coming into a hospital that goes to a patient registration desk and checks in is going to be mistaken for a patient.
Right.
So I was so irritated. So I wanted to show you this doctor. This is her. And I was just like, shut up. Like, your hair and your afro has nothing to do with anything.
No, and
stop being such a victim about everything all the time.
And her face, she just looks like she's already like just mad about everything. Right? Look at her face. She's just like, I'm pissed off at the world.
Yeah,
her hair is cute.
Chip
actually,
on my shoulder,
her
like
hair is
this
really
giant.
Yeah, she's cute. She's a beautiful woman.
She's gorgeous.
But if you walk in and you go to patient registration, which I feel like that's probably not the appropriate place to go if you're starting a new job. Yeah.
I'm so mad about that.
Yeah, it's just so dumb. Why?
Anyway, that's the reason for my name today.
Stop being a victim. Just stop.
Right? Just cut it out. God, not everything is about your freaking hair or your skin color.
I know. It's exhausting, isn't it?
It's
just so dumb.
It really is. So I wanted to mention that. I also wanted to mention, because yesterday, I think, that we mentioned that Britney Spears has her memoir coming out in October.
Yes, you're so excited to read it.
I'm really not, but a lot of other people are, because it's already hit #1. It's topping the charts on Amazon for pre-orders.
I cannot. This just shows you the state of our society,
right?
Is the name of it "Hit You Baby One More Time"? Is that the name of it?
No, I forget. The Woman in Me is what it's called. Oh. The Woman in Me.
Okay,
I think that's right. God. Don't 100% hold me to that, but I think that's right.
No, #1.
And the picture that she chose for her cover is like from 15 years ago. She does not look like that anymore. I mean, no.
It's the one with the schoolgirl outfit and the pigtails.
Oh my gosh, we should show the picture that Jason Hammer sent us this morning, just because
our friend we used to work with in radio and indie, we have a constant thread going back and forth. He's like, no explanation. This just provided without comment. And we're
why
just like,
is she subjecting her dog to her cat? Why?
Can we not? Can we just not?
Anyway, that's happening.
She needs help.
Also, we talked also about the fact that Ray Epps was planning on suing Fox News. That has happened. He has filed his lawsuit. It is, as of now, for unspecified damages. But the funniest part about this story is that now that the mainstream media has to report about it, that Ray Epps is suing Fox, now all of a sudden, almost as if they're in defense of Ray Epps, they have stopped calling January 6th an insurrection and are now referring to it as a protest.
Oh my gosh.
Right? It's just so textbook.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Wow. You cannot put that toothpaste back in the tube. You can't.
They're just, I mean, they're
insufferable.
shameless.
They're insufferable.
Yeah. And unbelievable.
Mhm.
Speaking of insufferable, Alvin Bragg, who is the Manhattan DA, he was just in an interview expressing concern when his family members ride the subway. He says he gets knots in his stomach when his family is riding the subway because of the crime.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
It's just like, dude, it is your fault. Oh my God.
There's no self-awareness. You can't make it up.
You really can't. I mean, that's beyond like the makeup kind of point.
No.
So
zero
anyway,
self-awareness.
Feel sorry for little Alvin because he's worried about his family. The rest of you peons don't matter. Also,
wait, are we not going to mention Kevin Costner's divorce?
Of course we are, but I have to also talk about
mention Sound of Freedom. Okay.
Yes, because you guys, I don't know if you've been hearing all of the stuff that's going around right now about the air conditioning in all the various theaters. There are hundreds at this point of different people posting, coming out of theaters saying the air conditioning was turned off or it wasn't working, or we were told not to come and we were refunded for our tickets ahead of the showtime for Sound of Freedom. And it's like there's this concerted effort by not just AMC, but I think Regal too, to stop people from seeing this movie, which to me, that means that it is having the impact that it needs to be having. And so if you've had second thoughts or you've put off going to see this movie, that should tell you, that should be your sign that now is the time to go and see this incredible movie. It's a documentary, essentially. It's based on a true story about Tim Ballard and his experience rescuing kids from the clutches of the disgusting child trafficking trade, unfortunately, which US is the biggest consumer of. And so it's just a phenomenally made movie, not gratuitous at all. And we just really, really, really want to make sure that everybody sees it, because now the wrong people don't want you to see it. And that should make you want to see it even more. You can get tickets at angel.com/freedom. And, keep filling the theaters. It's an important, important movie. So, yes, of course, we're going to talk about Kevin Costner, because if you haven't heard, Kevin Costner and his wife are in the middle of a nasty split. And she was trying to get like $250,000 a month in child support. And the judge finally just decided that she will get 130. So
I know people are like, listen, I know people are like, he's a real dick. And he may be.
I don't know though.
But
where's the evidence?
Listen, it's fine. And it doesn't really matter. Does it really matter? If you cannot live off of, I think it was originally like 50 grand a month she was trying to get, or he was trying to give her.
I think he wanted to only give 50.
Okay. But if you can't live off of that a month, like, I'm sorry, as a woman, like, get a job. I have a problem with that as a woman. I get it. You have 3 kids and you want to like keep your level of, when I see women like complaining that they cannot live off of $50,000 a month, I'm just like, okay, well then maybe you should like seek employment. I have a problem with that, y'all. And if you don't agree with me, fine, fight me on it. But maybe she should find a job. She's a handbag designer. So maybe she should sell some more handbags.
Well, she has grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Apparently so.
And so too have her 3 children that she shares with Kevin Costner. That's the reason that it's child support, that the $130,000. And he's got they have a 13, 14, and 15-year-old. They have 3 kids, and those are the ages. And so she's got a number of years that she's going to be getting that money.
21. Yeah, till they're 21. And I'm sure that he's going to be paying alimony. It's California, right?
I don't know. I don't know where they live.
I think they live in California. Don't they all live in California? Yeah. So, I mean, there's some level of, I think, of alimony too, or he'll be paying her, just besides child support.
Yeah.
That's the way it works in California. But anyways, I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying that they've been married for a long time. So yes, he should be paying her something, or he owes her something because they have had children together. I get it. Like there's that notion of child support, and he needs to pay for his children. I totally get it. But at the same time, she's got to have some skin in the game. There's, yeah, and if you had a job, then maybe you should work. That's just how I feel about that.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. $250,000 a month. Come on.
Yeah. That's a healthy sum. That is a healthy sum indeed.
Good Lord.
All right. So you guys, Christopher Wray was questioned by I don't remember which committee, but it was I think House Judiciary Committee, maybe. I don't remember. One of the committees in the House where there were lots and lots of people who had questions for Christopher Wray, and he got wrecked in that hearing yesterday. I've got 4 clips to share with you, some of the best of, if you will. But this was a hearing that was chock full of like amazing moments. So, if you need something to do this afternoon and you want to catch up on more of the clips, I recommend it, because we could spend a literal hour and a half on just that. But I tried to find 4 clips about 4 different topics, because of course they questioned him about so many different things. And first we have Representative Mike Johnson asking him about the censorship that the FBI was engaged with. Right now, of course, there's the injunction that says no agency can talk to social media companies about what to take down and what not to take down. But Christopher Wray was asked about that. Here's that exchange.
Shows your agency, the people that directly report to you, suppressed conservative-leaning free speech about topics like the laptop, the lab leak theory of COVID-19's origin, the effectiveness of masks and COVID-19 lockdowns and vaccines, speech about election integrity in the 2020 presidential election, security of voting by mail, even parody about the president himself, negative posts about the economy. The FBI made the social media platforms pull that information off the internet if it came from conservative sources. They did this under the guise that it was disinformation. Can you define what disinformation is?
What I can tell you is that our focus is not on disinformation, broadly speaking.
Well, wait a minute. Yes, it is. Wait a minute.
Can I answer the question?
You can in a minute. Your star witness said in the litigation, Elvis Chan, who's in charge of this, said they do it on the basis of disinformation. We need a definition of what that is.
Our focus is on malign foreign disinformation. That is, foreign hostile actors who engage in covert efforts to abuse our social media platforms, which is something that is not seriously in dispute.
I have to stop you for time. That's not accurate. You need to read this court opinion because you're in charge of enforcing it. The court has found that, and Elvis Chan testified under oath in charge of this for you. He said 50%. He had a 50% success rate in having alleged election disinformation taken down or censored. That wasn't just foreign adversaries, sir. That was American citizens.
Exactly.
How do you answer for that?
Well, first off, I'm not sure that's a correct characterization.
Comes right out of the opinion. You should read it.
Of his testimony. But what I would say is the FBI is not in the business of moderating content or causing any social media company to suppress or censor.
That is not what the court has found.
Yeah. I was watching so much of this yesterday, and he is a great witness, because he didn't get flustered. And he's so freaking smug, this guy.
He's very, very smug. And
he
doesn't get rattled.
Right. It was infuriating to watch him, because he's obviously done this before. So, he just knows how to do this. He knows how to just sit there and not answer questions.
Yeah. Like the whole rest of the administration.
Mm-hmm. He just knows how to sit there and just be a smug jerk.
But the good news, I guess, if there is to be any, is that, Mike Johnson and others got their points on the record, in the written. Everybody can watch these videos.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to see exactly what's going on. So even if Chris wants to sit there being all smug and not answering stuff, we know we're hearing factual information about how deep some of the disgusting acts that the FBI took part in that he was either clueless about or complicit in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one or the other or both in
Yep.
some cases.
You're absolutely right. Mhm.
Then we have one of my favorites, Daryl Issa, asking about the number of FBI or federal agents, I should say, federal agents who were on the ground at the Capitol on January 6th. Again, very, very frustrating not to get an answer.
Mhm.
Memphis. How many individuals were either FBI employees or people that the FBI had made contact with were in the January 6th entry of the Capitol and surrounding area?
So I really need to be careful here talking about where we have or have not used confidential human sources.
Was there one or more? Was there one or more individuals that would fit that description on January 6th that were in or around the Capitol?
I believe there is a filing in one of the January 6 cases that can provide a little more information about this, and I'm happy to see if we can folloh back up with you.
I just want an answer. Was there one or more? I mean, you would know if there was at least one individual who worked for the FBI who entered the Capitol on that day.
I can't, again, I just can't speak to that here, but I'm happy to get the court filing that.
Look, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
And you're now come before us. The gentleman asks these questions, makes all kinds of insinuations, and you nod your head yes, and then I ask you simply, was there one or more? And you won't answer that. So I'm going to make the assumption that there was more than one, more than 5, more than 10, and that you're ducking the question because you don't want to answer for the fact that you had at least one and somehow misunderstanding that some of the individuals were very dangerous and that there were others inciting individuals to enter the Capitol after others broke windows. So,
yeah, you just don't want to get caught in a lie. So you're just not saying anything and you're being smug.
And he's so right to put the point on it that this has been 2 years, kind of like the Hunter Biden laptop. It's been 5 years. What the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah. Well,
how long does it take?
They're ducking information. They're ducking the truth is what and that's precisely what he was doing yesterday. He was just sitting there going, I'm not going to answer anything because it's incriminating towards the FBI. Because if I say anything, they're going to know the actual truth. I'm going to have to say the truth. And so I'm just not going to say anything at all. And by not saying anything, I feel like it was even more incriminating, which is precisely what that's what he was getting at. I mean, we all know it. I say we all, at least people on our side of the aisle know it. But I mean, it's wow, this guy, what a jerk.
It got a little bit hilarious when it was Jim Jordan's turn.
Yes.
Because Jim Jordan wanted to talk about radical Catholics. Now, I don't know what that is. And that's kind of the point of this clip.
So
I don't know if any of y'all out there are radical Catholics or if you're just like the normal Catholic.
Can we just shorten it and just call you guys Rathlicks? You guys are Rathlicks.
Rathlicks. I love it. Here's Jim Jordan trying to get a handle on what a radical Catholic is.
Director, what's the difference between a traditional Catholic and a radical traditional Catholic?
I'm not an expert on the Catholic orders.
Well, your FBI wrote a memo talking about radical traditional Catholics. I'm just wondering if you could define it for us.
Well, what I can tell you is you're referring to the Richmond product, which was a single product by a single field office, which as soon as I found out about it, I was aghast and ordered it withdrawn and removed from FBI systems.
You were aghast. Then why won't you let us talk to the people who put it together?
We are working on finishing an internal review into what happened
We have to wait. We, the Congress, and the American people have to wait until you do an internal review. It's not a criminal investigation going on here. An internal review before we can talk to the people who wrote this?
When we finish our internal review, which will be very soon, we will come back before the committee
in America?
and provide a briefing on what we found.
Well, we appreciate.
I mean, they have to do an internal review. How freaking long is that going to take? Another 2 years?
Right?
Oh my God. The bureaucracy is such bullshit. It's like, okay, let's wait for that, Wray.
Oh my gosh. And then probably the piece de resistance, as they say in French. was Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz was just not having
he was
any
awesome.
of Christopher Wray. So he read, this clip starts with him reading that now famous Hunter Biden message to like the company where he was like, my dad's sitting right next to me, so you better pay up, essentially.
Yeah.
So Matt Gaetz is reading it to him and asking for a reaction. And it's just, this is awesome.
I'm sitting here with my father. I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Sounds like a shakedown, doesn't it, Director?
I'm not going to get into commenting on that.
I mean,
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI
Well, you
does
won't
not
answer
and
the
has
question.
no
Hold on.
interest in
You won't answer the
protecting
question
anyone
about whether or not
politically.
that's a shakedown, and everybody knows why you won't answer it. Because to the millions of people who will see this, they know it is.
Oh my God. And you know what else he's not? He's not aghast.
He's not aghast.
He
That
should
guy
be
doesn't
aghast.
have emotion.
No, he is void of emotion, isn't he?
I mean, aghast is an emotion, I believe.
He's
right?
like, I am aghast at that. I am literally aghast.
I am in a fury at the moment. I am in a full-blown rage.
Like, all right, so what happens with all this? What happens with everything that we just saw yesterday?
Nothing.
Not a thing.
I mean, I don't
right?
want to say that. Maybe, who knows? Like this Republican Congress does seem very actively pursuing all these different things. Now, what they have the actual power to do, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I know. I get very disillusioned
Yeah.
when I see this stuff because I'm like, all right, great. So we have another dog and pony show on the floor where they're asking all these questions. And I get very, agitated when I watched this yesterday. And I'm like,
Go team.
Get him, Gates. Get him. Yay. Aghast. Yay. And then nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Nobody will be held accountable. That guy still gets a Mac Daddy salary and bennies and all that, and we pay his pension and everything is great for him. He doesn't care. He just goes, he shows up for a day. He gets to be smug. He answers the questions. He doesn't give a shit. And then he still gets paid.
Yeah.
Just, by us. So whatever, right? He doesn't care. So this is the thing. I'm just kind of disillusioned by all of these dog and pony shows that we see all the time.
Well, speaking of dogs, thank you for that segue.
You're welcome.
You guys, I know we've talked about Rough Greens a lot. This is, of course, the nutritional supplement for your dogs created by Dr. Dennis Black, who cares so much about dogs and making sure that they live their longest, healthiest lives. This is you take just a little bit of this and sprinkle it on your dog's food, which most likely is just dead kibble. And this brings that kibble to life. And it gives your dogs all the nutrients, enzymes, probiotics, all the omega oils that they need to live their longest, best life. But they also have, by the way, a huge line of other yummy things for your dogs like this. The Rough Chews are Ella Dog's favorite.
Oh my
Maisie
God,
can't
our
eat them
dogs
because
too.
they have this variety pack is beef, chicken, and bacon, and Maisie is allergic to all of those things.
Really?
But Ella,
She is? Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah. Our
Maisie's
dog.
like a very frou-frou dog.
And they're great for puppies too, because Coda eats
yeah.
them. They're really great for puppies because they're easily digestible. Fantastic. So
yeah. And it's awesome. So if you look at it kind of like it's an oil change for your dog, like when you do an oil change for your car, for example, it's not like you instantly feel like your car is running better, but you also know that it is. You know that you've extended the life of the car, and it's a good analogy for what Rough Greens does for your dog. Except that with Rough Greens, oftentimes you do notice physical differences, like their breath smells better, or their coat looks shinier, or that maybe they're moving around and they have a little bit more pep in their step than normal. So you actually do notice some physical differences. You can try this for free. You can get a trial bag of Rough Greens for absolutely free. You just cover shipping by visiting Rough Chicks. That's RUFF, roughchicks.com. So check it out. Free Jumpstart trial bag, roughchicks.com. Check it out. Okay, moving on to other things. Joe Biden, after he spent a couple days like chilling out on the beach, and we showed that video a couple days ago, he was off to the NATO summit. And after the summit, and we talked about, sort of the results of that summit yesterday, which is essentially that Ukraine is not allowed into NATO just yet. After the meetings, there's always a photo op where all the world leaders stand together on the stage and get their picture taken. I want you to just look at how lost Joe Biden looks all the time. Look at this. It's just,
he's the old man in the room. He's very tired.
He's so tired, you guys. And
very
so tired, in fact, that he couldn't make the dinner, like the dinner with all the world leaders. He was like, I can't, I'm just too sleepy. And Laura Ingraham did a big segment about that.
Eats dinner at 3 at Golden Corral. And that's where, and then he has to go to bed by 5. I mean, that's
a routine. You don't want to mess up the routine, you guys. Don't. And the time change has got him all, discombobulated. And I think his staff tried to spin it like, well, he's been working straight for 4 straight days. And people were like, do you remember that this was 2 days ago when he was on the beach relaxing? Like, I think he can make a dinner. Come on.
Exactly.
So Laura she did a whole thing on this.
Delight to be with you. And, we're in this historic summit meeting. We're resolving a lot of things, I hope. And we made all the more historic by the agreement you reached yesterday and the addition of Sweden.
That's your president, America. Well, after seeing that performance, I suppose it's no surprise that Biden decided to skip tonight's dinner with NATO leaders. And it's not the first time. An Axios report by Alex Thompson pointed out it's the 3rd time this has happened. The New York Times reporting last month that after fatiguing days on the road, he skipped dinner with world leaders in Indonesia last year and again in Japan this past May. But the facade is already being built around the octogenarian president. Biden campaign co-chair Jeffrey Katzenberg telling Politico that the lack of a campaign apparatus so far, it's no accident. Right now, he said, we have a fine-tuned race car here. At some point, we will build out a big, substantial, competitive organization and enterprise. We don't need to do that today. It would literally be a waste of money.
Right.
Heard it right, folks. Mm-hmm. The man that you saw barely able to move a 2-pound beach chair over the weekend is really a fine-tuned race car.
Right. So fine-tuned.
Yeah, they need to get like a pit crew in there. Quick! Get him in there. Bad, you guys. Yeah, make no mistake. I don't think he's not gonna be the guy. They can't run him for 4 more years. It's got to be somebody else.
Oh my God.
I'm very curious to see how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
How are they gonna do this? Is it gonna be an illness? Is it gonna be? I mean, what is it? What's it gonna be? And it can't be.
Even if it is him, and it obviously is still Kamala, like there's no way he's going to make it, which means that Kamala is going to be our president.
No, I just don't. I think they're going to slip like Gavin in there to run in 2024. They have to, or somebody. I mean, God help us if it's like Pete or if it's like Pete Buttigieg or somebody like. They have to slip somebody younger in there.
Oh, it'd be Gavin way before Pete. But even still, that's a white, straight dude taking the place of a black woman. That's not a good look.
They're going to have to spin it. They're just going to have to. Yeah, because Kamala can't do it.
Well, and what's hilarious, and we actually both on accident posted this on our website at chicksontheright.com yesterday, is that Mika from Morning Joe is so angry about how Biden looks to the world right now. But instead of actually admitting that it's because Biden is who he is, she's blaming it on the people around him. Check this out.
They also managed his schedule very carefully.
Yeah, I think his staff needs to own his age. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they do a good job helping out the president. And I'm not talking about it like, I'm just saying if you are managing a president's schedule, and you are managing a president getting on stage and getting off stage and getting on planes and getting off planes, and yes, he's 80. You need to be there for him, and you need to make a pathway, and you sure as hell better make sure he doesn't fall on a sandbag. And I blame the staff for that. I mean, these are the things that are going to hurt him. These are things that are going to be played on a loop. Okay? Yep. Let him do his job. Let him do his speeches. Let him work on policy. Let him do his connections in Congress, unlike any president that we've seen, I don't know, since Clinton. But my God, make sure, your Secret Service, you're his staff, that you were there and you're telling him what's next. And it's not because, don't take this as, oh, he can't even get from one place to another.
We will.
When you're busy and you're on stage, and we've been on stage, right. I've done speeches, and I'm so nervous. I'm doing the speech. I'm trying to get it right. And when it's done, I don't know which way to go. And I'm looking for direction. So do a better job. Because you can't have these video images of the president tripping or the president going the wrong way. It's not going to work in this presidency because his age is going to be a factor. His age is going to be a factor, and it's your job to make sure he gets from one place to another. He can handle the presidency. You have to handle his schedule and where he goes.
Well, and the scheduling.
It makes me mad.
The scheduling is so important. You have with every president.
Mm-hmm. It makes you really mad, you guys.
She's so mad.
It makes her super. It gives her all the mads. that he should have a handler. The fact that he doesn't have a handler and somebody holding his hand and telling him where to go all the time. Yeah, somebody's GCQC, give him a walker. Yeah. Thank you for that.
And Brian too said, we let this guy have the nuclear football.
This is the thing. I mean, they don't see in their, or she doesn't see in her tiny little brain where there's a problem that he needs to have a handler at all times.
Right.
I mean, that is a problem. That isn't, and if it were Trump, they would see that it would be a problem. They would be talking about it nonstop if he needed a handler or a set of handlers all the time.
Yeah.
That's a problem. The president shouldn't need a set of handlers. It's one thing to have direction where you go off of a stage. I get that too. It's like, oh, am I supposed to be going left or right to exit a stage? That's one thing. That's totally different than tripping and not being able to walk and needing your pudding at 4:00.
Right.
That's different. Totally different.
And
this
needing
guy,
giant note cards with huge letters on them that tell you how to say hello to another world leader.
And then also what not to say. I mean, this guy is saying, he is just talking out of his ass half the time. He doesn't know what not to say because he's in full dementia mode. He just should not be. Angels, America's choice, and home care. Yeah, that's him. They are going to do everything they can to rationalize his behavior, and it's a shame.
It is. It's truly a shame. And it's also a shame that the next in line is Kamala, who, by the way, she decided yesterday to give, I don't even know who is in the audience for this, but she is trying to teach the audience what artificial intelligence is. And it's my new favorite clip of her. She's just so dumb. You guys, look at this.
First part of this issue that should be articulated is AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
I can't. I just cannot.
Oh my God.
It's 2 words, you guys. It's 2 words.
Oh my God. Such an embarrassment.
She's such a role model for young women. She's such a role model for my daughter. I love her. I'm a Democrat. I love her.
Oh my God. That's just mortifying, you guys. It's mortifying. Oh my God. This is why everybody should be not only just taking care of like emergency preparedness, disaster recovery.
You in danger, girl.
You are in danger. We have got some serious ineptness at the tippy top of the leadership of our country.
Yep.
And that affects everything right down to your finances. And if you have questions about how to maybe expand your financial portfolio past your normal IRA, your normal 401k, your other retirement savings accounts, you might think about precious metals, adding precious metals to it. And if that's something that you have heard about, because there's lots and lots of commercials for all kinds of different companies out there that do this, but no one does a better job of explaining how and why it might be something you want to do than Birch Gold. And so all you have to do is text the word chicks to 989898. They will send you a fantastic totally free, no obligation information kit, which explains step by step and with all the background and history that you need to understand why you might want to do this. It is so helpful. And it was so helpful for me to learn about this because I kept seeing the commercials too. And I was like, why would I want to, I don't understand gold coin. I don't get it. And they do such a marvelous job of explaining it. And I love the fact that you can just text the word chicks to 989898 and know once you get your free information kit, that's it. If you decide not to do it, that's okay. But at least you will be armed with the information and you'll have made that decision fully educated. So check them out because it's a really good way to learn if that's something that's right for you. Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, Dylan.
Apparently, last week, perhaps, CNN did a story about the Bud Light fiasco, and they referenced, because of Dylan Mulvaney destroying Bud Light single-handedly, they referenced Dylan, and the guy that was doing the reporting referred to Dylan as he. Which, how dare he be scientifically accurate?
Yeah.
Like, that's horrible.
Exactly.
And so the chick that always looks mad, that is so pretty, whose name I never remember, you know, the person on CNN.
Are you talking about the blonde?
Yeah.
The blonde chick? Yeah.
I just never remember.
I don't know her name either, but she does. They're all pissed off all the time.
They all just look really mad. Anyway, she then had to issue an apology on behalf of CNN for the misgendering. And it's just so
dumb.
So freaking pathetic.
It's just dumb. It's dumb, you guys.
So dumb. So Jesse Waters had on Julie Banderas to make fun of this. And so here they are.
CNN issued an apology after calling Dylan Mulvaney a guy.
Before we wrap up today, we do want to make an important note. Yesterday, in a segment about transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who was featured in Bud Light's recent campaign, she was mistakenly referred to by the wrong pronoun. And CNN aims to honor individuals' ways of identifying themselves, and we apologize for that error.
Dylan didn't have the surgery, right?
No.
So Dylan is still a...
Did you see when they actually did air the report? Did you see them
I don't watch
say,
CNN.
Okay, so they were, well, I didn't either until you guys made me watch the clip because I had to prepare for this freaking segment.
Oh, you're prepared?
Well, a little bit. I watched the segment and they do refer to Dylan, the reporter does, as he and him. I was more taken aback about how awful the newscast was. And I do understand now why their ratings are in the toilet. Do not tune in. You're not missing anything. Okay. But I don't think this is something to apologize over. I mean, the person was thinking biologically, yes, it's a man. Would I refer to her as a man? It doesn't matter. That's not the point. They're just going above and beyond to try to appeal to their woke audience. And I think they should worry more about the ratings.
Okay. Yeah. What does AI mean again?
Artificial intelligence. Problem.
We appreciate that.
Oh my God. That's so great. Yeah. This whole apologizing for misgendering, we're heading down the slope of Canada, right? Isn't it you get in a lot of trouble and other places for doing that. So we're setting the stage for that being the case here. And I don't want to live in a place where that is the case. We don't need to go down that slippery slope where we get into a position where we all get in trouble for misgendering somebody who is actually that gender.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get in trouble for calling Dylan Mulvaney a dude when he actually is a biological dude. I shouldn't be in trouble for that.
Exactly. Well, and Jesse, when he was like, well, but he hasn't even had the surgery yet. Even if Dylan lops it off, it doesn't change anything. So I didn't even really like that point that Jesse made, because if he has the surgery, he is still male.
A biological male. He will always be a biological male. Always. So
I'm
everybody
sorry, but that's fact.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Everybody just needs to stop it. Yeah. This is just madness. I am never going to kowtow to the freaking crazy.
Yeah.
These people are crazy. Stop kowtowing to the crazy. Gosh.
And what's amazing is that there's a great man on the street kind of interview thing that I'm going to play for you right now that is showing the difference between what regular Joe Schmoes on the streets of Harlem think when you ask them, hey, can men get pregnant? Versus what these hoity-toity Columbia University students, the way that they will answer that question. It is night and day, and it's just such a testament to the woke crap that is infiltrating every institution.
And to our educational system too, and how college is useless now, and how so many people are looking at universities and colleges and they're thinking, I don't want my kids to go there. Why would I spend money on a freaking college when this is what's happening in them?
Harlem knows what's up.
Follow me for tips.
We not that. We are asking people if men can get pregnant at Columbia University, and then we're going to go to Harlem and ask the same question. Do you guys think men can get pregnant?
If you identify as a man and you have the reproductive parts to get pregnant, then yeah, you can get pregnant.
Like, it's a yes. Obviously, it's a yes. There's no question.
Someone that identifies as a man can have a uterus and potentially get pregnant.
If, like, the man has the same body structure like women's. With the, like, here, maybe he can pregnant. Yeah, if you're transgender, I believe, like, you can do the whole procedure.
So you define your way into pregnancy, right?
You can now, yeah.
Can men get pregnant?
I want no part of this. Well, yes.
Yes. Do you want any part of it? No. So that was Columbia, and this is Harlem, and we're gonna ask the same question. Can men get pregnant? What do you guys think? Can men get pregnant? I don't know.
Men cannot get pregnant. Yes, because they don't got a uterus. Hello. They don't have a uterus.
A lot of people have been telling us they can. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's outrageous, bro. For men, we're here to, like, you know, put the seed inside the female.
We're not fucking, what's we call them? Seahorses. We're not that.
Yeah, we ain't no fucking seahorses. We can get them pregnant.
Men is not to have baby. God created woman and man to make baby. That's man.
A lot of people have been telling us that men can get pregnant. Have you been hearing this at all?
No, I have not.
You don't have a clue what they're talking about?
No.
Do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No, not really.
They're telling you that if a man has those parts, then they can get pregnant. That's what they were saying.
Really?
Does that make any sense to you?
No, not really. No, they don't have a uterus, but you really can't. It don't make no sense to me. Well, only women do.
So what's your opinion on that they think men can get pregnant?
It sounds kind of dumb to me.
I'll tell you what we've been hearing. So they say that if a man has a uterus, has a woman's parts, then they can get pregnant. That's what they're telling me.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, but they would be a woman.
God is the creator of this world as far as I know. He made a woman and he made a man, and he made us for a purpose. Man is never going to have a baby, so people that's thinking like that are crazy. Then you better know they crazy. I'm finished with that.
I love her.
I know.
I absolutely love her. She's speaking the truth, y'all.
It's just so dumb.
It is
Everything
dumb.
is so dumb.
Mhm.
But it's also terrifying because, you know, when we think about parents who are so anxious and eager to put their kids through all kinds of medical transitioning, I saw this sort of trio of clips of a woman who I just cannot believe is not in jail for what she's doing to her son. So this is a 3-parter. And so you're going to see a progression of what has happened to this child. And you're going to see in this first part that she clearly is coercing him to be part of the LGBTQIA, blah, 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 community. Here it is.
Yeah.
Does your mom say you have to be LGBT?
No.
I can choose what I want to be, but
Go ahead, Lex. Go ahead. Keep talking. Say what you're saying.
My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. and if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it. Cause
What? Are you saying right now?
Facts.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA plus community.
You trust your mom. Get them off of school. Have them come in Monday, December 6th at 9 a.m. for their first injection.
First injection. The music's too loud for some reason. And now, look at him. Same kid. I mean, it's just vile. It's vile.
Yeah, that's child abuse is what it is. It's freaking child abuse. And of course, and then there are leftists who are just applauding that, thinking that's just the greatest thing ever. That woman coerced that boy into doing that. It was obvious from the very beginning. He had no chance.
And he was, how old do you think he was in that first clip?
Probably
Like
9.
7? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was younger.
probably 8 or 9, maybe.
And he's talking about gay and lesbian. Why does he know what those things are?
Because of his mother. Because his mother brainwashed him into knowing what those things are. And then he became that because of his mother's influence. And he's going to wake up one day, probably at like, I don't know, 22, 23, and be like, my mom completely effed me up.
And now I'm sterile.
And yeah. And I'm all screwed up because of my mother. We're going to probably see a lot of kids that end up that way.
Yeah.
Just wait, in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see a lot of that. And a lot of those stories are going to come out. We already see some of those stories, right?
Oh,
you see some of those stories and they're just like, oh my God, it's TikTok convinced me to do this. And now I'm transitioning back or detransitioning and I'm miserable. And I can't believe I did this. And I'm going back and it's too late. Like my body is deformed now. And we're probably going to see a lot more of this. Mark my words, it'll keep happening because
I want the lawsuits to continue against the medical practices that are doing this.
Yep, it's like shame on the doctors, shame on these parents. These people are mental.
Yeah,
and it's child abuse.
It's so
absolute child abuse. It's sick.
Speaking of child abuse and going back to Sound of Freedom for just a second, I don't know who this woman is who was on Timcast the other day, but she was talking about just going down the rabbit hole of her own research and looking into, it's interesting because when people start doing their own research, a lot of times people assume that just means they're Googling things, right? But in her case, she is looking at archived website information to see what has changed on government websites. And what she talks about in this clip is horrifying, especially in light of the fact that this is happening now while Sound of Freedom is bringing attention and awareness to the issue of human trafficking. Listen to this.
It was so wonderful, but I went home and I felt like I'd been radicalized. I was like, oh my gosh. So I started looking up stuff and, I love my deleted web pages. So actually, I published a story today. Biden's DOJ, so they have a child sex trafficking website, and not in that sense, like it's their informational page where they talk about their subject areas that they focus on. And in May of 2023, they revised, which keep in mind, weird timing, right? That's like 2 years into the administration, but they actually revised the child sex trafficking portion of the DOJ website. And they, I kid you not, removed the subheadings and multi-paragraph explanations of international sex trafficking of minors, domestic sex trafficking of minors, and child victims of prostitution. And they reworded what exactly they defined child sex trafficking as, taking out a whole blurb where they talk about how it involves like the transportation between two countries. So that made my conspiratorial mind go like, what the heck?
The brain just lights up.
If you read the blurbs that they deleted, it's literally talking about how open borders make child sex trafficking a heck of a lot easier. And when I saw that, I was like, that's imagine you're like some Biden staffer, like your job is like you run the DOJ's website. What would take over you to delete that from the informational webpage about child sex? Like it's just bizarre.
Why they do it?
Because they're trafficking children.
Like in the country.
Maybe I said maybe.
I'm not saying that, but
maybe.
I would like an explanation.
You should say it. Just freaking say it. Why are people so afraid to say that out loud? Because they are complicit. They're participating in it by having open borders.
Yeah.
They're responsible for it. They're part and parcel to the sex trafficking of children because they are just like, open borders are awesome. It enables that. It enables the sex trafficking of children. Why can't people just say that out loud? Why can't they? Am I going to get shut down because I'm saying that out loud?
No, I don't think so. I mean, she's
Seriously.
saying, I would like an answer, and I would too. I would love for somebody to ask that question in a presser and say, why did this change? Why would you remove this information from the website?
Yeah, because
What
they
prompted
know that they're complicit. They know that they're contributing to that. You cannot just open borders and think that people aren't going to just waltz across with children. It's like inviting sex traffickers. I feel like this is common sense.
It should be.
I mean, it's like, why can't we say that out loud? It's called speaking the truth.
Yeah.
We should probably do that more often in this country and we'd be better off.
Well, I hope that story gets some legs because it would be really nice actually for that question to be asked, because I would love to hear what their explanation is for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd be dancing around it. And KJP, if she is ever asked, will be like, I can't speak to that. You'd have to go to I would refer you to the DOJ.
Right. Just go to the DOJ, ask them because they're always here on the podium answering questions, as you know. Give me a break.
Switching gears completely, I don't know why this is a trend, but there's a trend on TikTok and probably other social media platforms as well for enormously morbidly obese people to, and I guess it's born out of the body positivity movement, who knows, but these morbidly obese people go and make these videos to show their followers what they eat every single day. And it's vile. I mean, right? Like, so they eat just entirely too much, obviously. And so I've got two clips fused together of a woman who participates in this. She's absolutely enormous. I don't think she's mobile. And she just stuffs her face all day and talks about what she eats and brags about it. You know what I mean? Like really is bragging about, look what I get to eat every day. But then the second clip, she's hospitalized, and this is not the first time. And she has the audacity to complain about how long it's taking for the ambulance to take her home. And I'm just so fed up with this entire movement of people being told you can be healthy at any size when she clearly is not.
Right.
So I just had to share this because it was making me seethe.
Mama made barbecue chicken last night for dinner. I'm so grateful there was leftovers because that's what I'm eating today for lunch. This stuff's falling just right off the bone. It was so good. Barbecue chicken. It was so good, y'all. And do not come for me. Barbecue chicken is not just for skinny people. It's for big girls too. And we like to eat. Yeah, barbecue chicken all day. Yeah. Girl, this stuff was busting. It would slap your mama good. Make my eyes roll to the back of my head. Yeah.
She can't move.
Yeah.
What am I watching? Seriously, what?
Girl, this stuff was finger licking good. I could clean myself up just fine.
And people love that. People watch it like because they genuinely want to watch her eat.
This is the reason that I completely avoid the ER.
She's on oxygen.
When I got here, that thing said 18 o'clock.
Oh my God.
I've actually been discharged for like 6 hours. I've been waiting for AMR to take me home for 6 hours.
Oh my God.
This is why I have anxiety about going to the ER.
You think that's why you have anxiety?
I was seen and discharged rather quickly. But when you're immobile and can't just leave, I've been sitting here in so much pain.
I mean, I'm just like, what is your freaking problem?
That's why she's in so much pain? It's because, lady. Oh my God. Yeah, that's infuriating.
Right?
Seriously.
Okay, so it's not just me. Because
it's not
I
just
get
you.
so mad when I see that.
And I'm pissed off at all the people that follow that lady.
Right.
And that contribute to that. Seriously, what's wrong with you? There's so many people. And she's not the only one. There's so many of those fat women that like get on and they eat and they do it on camera and people are like, let me contribute to this. It's like, just stop it. Stop contributing to that.
Listen, I get that people struggle with their weight and I have sympathy for that, but that is just being gratuitous about making it worse. That's not like worrying about your weight, worrying about your health, taking care of yourself. That's look at me killing myself and please consume this content. And then I'm going to bitch about how long it takes an ambulance to take me home. I mean, it's the entitlement and just selfishness and grossness of that woman. I cannot deal with her.
Yes. All of that. What you just said.
God. All right. We need good stuff. And I have two fantastic things for you before we get to whack. And one, it relates to a previous whack, which you guys may remember. I don't know if it was this week or last week. Last week. Okay. So that woman on the plane who was sitting next to the lizard man that she said was blinking at her sideways.
Who we haven't heard from.
Yes, we have. I sent you his video.
No. Her. We haven't heard from her.
Okay, yeah.
Like I don't know where she is. And if anybody knows where this woman is, let me know. But I haven't. We've heard from Lizard Man because he's like Mr. Freemason dude. And we've heard like he did a video, but she's not done a video that I've seen. So I don't know where she is. Maybe she got Clinton. I don't know what's going on with her.
Well, she was very, very upset by Lizard Man and was screaming at the at the front of the plane. She was getting off and she was like, that guy's not real. And she was hysterical and crazy. And so, because the internet is awesome, many, many times much of the time, someone has turned her diatribe into a song. And I got you guys, just look at this.
Ow, telling you, right? Ow, telling you, right? Ow, right? Ow, right? Ow, telling you, right? Ow, telling
Oh my God, this is not happening.
telling you, right? Ow, right? Ow, right? I don't get two fucks. I don't get two fucks. I don't get two fucks. I don't get two fucks.
I'm letting it
I don't
down.
get two fucks. That motherfucker back there is not real. Not real. Not real. That motherfucker back there is not real. Not
It's a pretty good
real.
song.
They either believe it or they cannot believe
It's gonna
it.
be Mock's
I'm telling
ringtone.
you, right? Ow, telling you, right? Ow, telling you, right? Ow, right? Ow, right? Ow, telling you, right? Ow,
Is that
telling
Rihanna?
you, right?
Rihanna's getting down.
Right? Ow, right?
I mean,
There's
tell me
so
that's
many-
not super catchy.
It's pretty catchy. There are a lot of guys who are like wanting to date her now. Like I just see a lot of stuff on Twitter where they're just like, yeah, I mean, she's just crazy enough where I definitely want to date her now. Like a lot of guys. It's a thing now.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now.
Right now.
So Manda's really mad. Manda says, I cannot wait until they make a video spoof of Mock, heartless, jealous woman. Who are you saying I'm jealous
Oh my
of?
God. Are you jealous of the plain woman? You're jealous of her. You're jealous of plain woman.
Oh, Manda. You so crazy. You so crazy.
You know what? She would be if they made a song like that about Mock. Mock would be.
I'd be the first one to play it.
delighted.
Oh my God. I
She
would be
would
the
be-
first one to play it.
Oh my God, so excited if they did like an auto-tune version of her. You have no
Manda
idea.
has no idea.
She
Manda
has
doesn't
waited
know.
her whole life for that, Amanda. Like she'd probably retire. Like I'd never see her again. Are you kidding me, Amanda? God,
I
you have no
long
idea.
for that level of notoriety.
No idea who you're dealing with.
Oh
No
my
idea.
God, Amanda. God bless you.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Mhm.
Also, another piece of delicious goodness to just feed your soul. I know everybody has trouble folding a fitted sheet. And there's been all kinds of TikTok tutorials about that.
Why? Why
Many
are people
of which
doing
I've
this?
saved.
Why are people folding fitted sheets? Why do you do
I've
this?
tried some of the tips that people give. Like
Why?
I've
What is
tried
wrong
it.
with you? Stop.
I know. Well, I have.
Stop
I've
it.
given up. But this cat has got it figured out.
The
And he
greatest.
just walks away. He's like, "That's
Yeah.
it. I don't need any
Mhm.
more of that."
I think that's exactly how you fold a fitted sheet. That's how you do
right
it.
there. So if you
That's
ever
it.
had questions,
Yep, there you go. See, that's what cats are great for. That's how you do it.
Anyway, I love that. All right, now it's time for whack.
Okay, so Mock I'm really proud of her because Mock has learned how to paint furniture.
Yeah.
Over the past couple weeks, and she's been painting all sorts of furniture for her new home. I'm worried about her though, because I saw the story yesterday, and there's this woman who has taken to eating paint. She drinks paint.
I'm not going to do that.
And so I wrote her yesterday, and I'm like, Mock, just don't do this, okay? Because now that you're starting to paint and repaint and redo furniture, I worry about you. Like, because this lady, I guess she started a couple years ago. Like, she just tasted a little bit, put a little bit on her
Why
tongue.
would you do that?
I don't know, because you're a freak.
It would never occur to me to do that.
Total freak. And so she put a little bit on her tongue, and she's like, it's good. I think I like the paint. And so now she drinks it. And she has children. You can die from drinking paint. Okay, just disclaimer. Anybody out there who's curious, don't do it. All right, just don't do this at home. But this woman drinks paint, and her kids. She has children. She's afraid, like she could die from this, but yet she will not stop.
Is there something addictive? Like, is there an addictive property in it?
I don't think there's an addictive property. I think she's just a lunatic. She's one of those people like that eats couch cushions, like on that show.
This is the show. She's from
show.
Strange Addictions. I love that show.
Yeah, I know you do, because you love all the freaks.
I love
you like the freak shows, and you like watching the freak shows. But yeah, it's like the people who eat the couch cushions and like eat their, dead husband's ashes and stuff like that.
It's all that. It's that pica disorder.
Yeah, she has that. So weird addictions. Yeah, she has that. So she's drinking the paint. In fact, she likes to hide it from her children. So she'll do it in her car. Like, she'll get into her car and she'll drink the paint, but her kids can still smell it on her breath.
Oh my God.
That's what she was saying. Yeah. And it's Lisa saying, lock the paint lady up with the fat girl. Yeah. I mean, it's,
Oh,
so
man.
she drinks paint, you guys. This is whack. It's just weird to me. Like, she seems like a relatively normal person. She has children. It's like, but
oh, there she's
is
doing it
every
a gallon
day.
a year. It says
A gallon a year. You can die from this.
a gallon a year.
And then she lets she licks the paint that's dripping down her face. Like, can you?
Oh
even?
my God.
She has that is, to me, that is like the
The
strangest
sentence
addiction.
right here is hilarious. Heather insists that no one knows the truth of her addiction. Yeah, they do.
I think we know.
Yeah,
we
they
know,
do.
Heather. We pretty much know. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's pretty whack.
That is. Oh, she has sores in her mouth.
Yeah, it's paint.
Oh
I mean,
my
it's like
God.
there's all this, and then it can lead to like kidney problems, all sorts of. Obviously, it can kill you.
Yeah,
so
that's
obvious. Don't try this at home. You don't want to do this, but this is
Yes,
happening to
right.
Heather. She's completely whack. I feel bad for her kids because I mean, she could die from doing this.
Don't do that.
Don't eat paint, you guys.
And don't tell the fat lady about it, because we don't need a whole other element being added
She's
to
gonna
that
start
story.
eating that or drinking it with her barbecue chicken.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Vile. Vile.
Not good.
It is time for some My Pillow talks. My Pillow offering the Giza Dream Sheets for dirt cheap right now, 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets, and huge discounts on all of their other fantastic products. So many retailers have canceled Mike Lindell and his amazing My Pillow products. So please support them, support us in supporting them.
Yeah.
By buying up all their ridiculously low priced, amazingly good quality products at mypillow.com/chicks. This is unbelievable. You guys all remember, sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello. You guys remember, right?
Yeah.
You remember the cat?
We do. We remember.
Well, I mean, it's one thing for people to, add the duets, add the instruments, add the lyrics, do all of the things. It's one thing for people to get into the song.
Yeah.
But you guys, other cats are now getting into the song.
What is even happening?
Watch. He's singing along.
Oh my gosh.
That's freaking amazing.
That is pretty crazy. Hello.
Like, hello.
Oh my gosh.
It's just incredible. Incredible. Okay, also, this guy is raising baby deer, and look at how desperate they are to get their milk. This is the cutest. Look at these itty bitty fawns.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay,
I
get it. I get it. Hold on a minute.
Oh my gosh. That is the sweetest. The sweet
Try it, baby. I'm
babies.
trying. Look, there you go.
Oh my
Aren't
gosh.
they the most precious?
They really are. They really are.
And their little
Sweet,
spots.
Sweet babies.
I love them so much.
They're such hungry babies.
So hungry.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love them.
I do
Love
too.
them.
I'm right there with you.
Anyway, I
So
just had to show
sweet.
that. This is a cat who's got some. This cat is showing up. Look at this.
Hello. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Show choir. I love
That
him.
cat like squared up. You know what I
he
mean?
is fantastic. He's fabulous, that cat.
And then that owner was like totally just cracking up. I love it. I love everything about that. Also, this is hilarious. I don't know what the I don't know.
Oh, this is supposed to be chocolate.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, this is supposed to be chocolate.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
I mean, right in the kisser. Right in there.
That's awesome.
I don't know why she did it or what the context was, but I love
it's
that.
such a waste of ice cream, though. Really perfectly good ice cream.
This caption reads, in case it's too small to see, it reads, dramatic dog, point of view, it is 8:01 and your dog eats at 8.
Good evening. Tonight's top story, everything is awful.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he looks so wounded, right?
So
like he
upset.
Looks so
You're
distressed.
so late. God, you're late.
So late. Okay, and then this kid is gonna grow up. I just know it, to appreciate birthdays the way that I do.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
because they're starting her young.
Gonna be ruined.
Your birthday. It's your birthday.
My birthday?
Yeah.
My birthday?
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my gosh,
Your
baby
birthday.
mock.
It's your birthday.
My birthday?
Yeah.
My birthday?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So freaking cute. She's gonna
Isn't
celebrate
she
all
precious?
month long. All month.
My birthday? I love her. Oh my
Celebrate
god.
me all month. Uh-huh.
I love her. Let's see. Do I have anything else? I do have another passive aggressive DMV worker, because we've shown him before being a receptionist, and I don't remember at what. Maybe it was an airline. What was it that I showed the other day? He's back as a DMV worker.
Unfortunately, we can't renew your license today as there's a $4 parking ticket from 2017. Yes, sir. Yeah, and that would be called breaking the law. That's what that's called. Yeah, exactly. You can't pay here as I'm quite obviously not the person that issued the ticket. Yeah, so we'll have to be big boys and figure that one out for ourselves. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's grow up time. It's grow up time. Exactly. And unfortunately, since your license is now overdue, you will be faced with the $2.4 million charge. Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly. You will have to go to the back of the line to handle that as your service has now changed. Correct. Yes, sir. Exactly. Sir, if you're threatened by my position of authority, I would suggest therapy. Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly.
I love him. I love him so much.
I've been trying to get Cash up the whole time. He just
Oh no.
Are you gonna get up? You gonna get up? No.
No.
I'm gonna try. I'm still trying. Come on. Come on, get up. Come on, get up. He's just so bad this week.
So lazy this week.
So lazy. You gonna get up? Come on, get up. Oh, okay, he's getting up.
Okay, good. Good.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
Premature
That was such a big
eflapulation
slap.
has just
Come here.
occurred.
Oh, come over here. Now he's showing everybody his balls. Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
All right. Well, that's enough talks. If he's up, we want to see him.
He turned around and showed Are you gonna get up and show? Come here. Come here. Come here. Get up. Get up.
He was just, I mean, he did give us a flap. So
Did
I
you
guess
guys hear the
did.
flaps? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because he got up and wanted to show everybody his gigantic ballular area. Okay, we're gonna bring it in. Maybe he'll come over here. Jennifer's like, yay, balls, yay, yay, flaps and balls, yay. Oh, buddy. Okay.
You know what I just realized?
Tell me.
Manda might be that lady from the plane.
Maybe.
Because
is it Manda or Amanda?
It's just Manda.
Just Manda?
Yeah.
Okay.
She may not even be in here still. But yeah, maybe that's why she got mad. Is because she's like, don't mock me.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility.
I don't know why you would like get upset by somebody making you a song.
It's a great song, too.
It is a great song. It's very catchy. I'd make it my ringtone. I'd be all upset about it. I think it said Mando. Mando?
Oh,
That would be unfortunate.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, anyway,
All right.
if anybody wants to like auto-tune me to sound like something, I'm all about it. So
that seems like a directive. Yeah. You guys, it's Thursday. I'm very, very excited that it's Thursday. That means that tomorrow is Friday. And you know how much we love Fridays here on the Chicks on the Right show. Fridays are bomb. Yeah. So you guys have a wonderful Thursday and we will talk to you tomorrow.